sort of sense it from the tabloid networks.
Let's spin the wheel and find out where we're getting today's news from. It's coming from here. I must get a new wheel from at least one other place on its
Auto drive now enabled.
Today, Alice, our borders are safe.
Auto drive now disabled.
In our well-bordered beds, 4,000 illegals were deported last month. These illegal people
Auto drive now enabled.
by existing, and of course legality is contagious. They can have no free skin just by standing as a legal person. So we've got rid of 4,000 of them. My question for you is, is that really enough? I will not feel safe until at least another 75 million people have been deported from this country, and I'm here in Britain on my own.
As a bleeding heart lefty, Andy, I would normally be outraged about this, but really I think mass deportation is a very handy way to break up with a partner. I'm sorry, baby, I love you, but an anonymous source has reported you for snoring really loudly in a French way.
So everyone out, no exceptions, Alice, not even you, it's for the good of the country, everyone out, unless you can prove that your family are in the background on the Bayeux Tapestry cheering on King Harold at the Battle of Hastings in 1066. Get out! Actually, that's not British enough. Unless you can show unarguably that your direct bloodline is untainted by anything since before the Romans. Unless your direct ancestor was personally responsible for building Stonehenge, get out of my country. I guess when you look at it, you know, the best way is to stop immigration, apart from obviously the to make the places you want to stop people coming to as unpleasant as possible.
Well, we absolutely are doing that, Andy.
Well, you know, fair play to the government for helping. Another option, extend the White Cliffs of Dover. They've been resting on their laurels for too long. Very inefficient, it turns out, as a means of stopping immigration. You could extend the ride out another 11,000 miles, a full wrap around Great Britain, and they could do it being about 1.5 kilometres higher as well, with a special greasy coating to stop people clambering over the top or however they get in. Here's a quick joke for you. Did you hear the one about the woman who went into the immigration processing centre and was ever seen again?
No, Andy, I didn't hear that one.
Boom. Set up punchline. Classic. For those of you unfamiliar with the immigration processing centres, of course, where so many of our guests to Britain go for a younger than desirable game of involuntary hide and seek. You are listening to The Buzz. I will conclude by saying,
Auto drive now
all the things
enabled.
wrong with Britain today, I think immigration is right up there, Alice. When you think of all the health professions we've stolen from overseas over the years here in Britain, it's quite possible that all these people are just coming here to try to get an appointment with their...
Auto drive now
Yes,
enabled.
Andy certainly is someone who came from the expanded arm of the empire and looking for reaching out rather than holding in himself.
Shut that hold up your ass!
Has recalled all European ambassadors after a spy scandal. I think this is probably a good thing because British foreign politicians are always putting their foot in their mouths. How much worse can they do if they're not there? I mean, by definition, the fact that there's a spy scandal means that they were terrible spies. The point of spies is that there's never a spy scandal.
Yeah, but that's good credit to all the spies that haven't been in scandals and therefore might as well not exist.
Well, they've arrested those German spies in that surge crackdown on the illegals in Hackney, and I think that's a sad thing. I think I used to think of Germans as quite scary, but that was because I've been watching World War II movies where the Germans all have English accents. They speak in that very, like, precise way. It's very, you know, we have ways of making you talk. And now Germans all have that American accent, where it's all like, oh, welcome to the party. We're having a really nice time. Much friendlier Germans. Let them stay.
Well, that's all today, folks. Remember, it's not as bad as it seems. Honestly. I hope. Until next time. Bye-bye.
My predictive subroutines detect an imminent threat in this area. Stick around. Your services may be needed.
Well, here at Ixotec, we believe in rewarding hard work. With entry-level positions, apprenticeships, and conversion courses, we
Auto
can
drive
give you
now
the
enabled.
start in life you've been looking for. Because
At Ixotec, we don't just get home or back to an office. We go to the
Hey, we need emergency services. You right, mate? Oh, shit. We've got an emergency. Easy on the horn.
Bug time. Are you all sitting comfortably? No? Good. That's as it should be. This is The Bug. I'm Andy, and joining me to analyse the latest blowflies to emerge from the corpse of a once free Britain, it's Alice.
Hello, Andy.
And today, we're going to talk to you about Albion, your friends of mine. Alice, the government has extended Albion's contract, and also violent crime has plummeted to a record low. Extending Albion's contract, to me, that's like having a pet dog, let's call it Nigel for the sake of argument, that attacks you every single day and thinking to yourself, wouldn't it be nice if Nigel had puppies?
That contract has been extended so many times. It's like the neck of a politician that's criticised the government.
I'm not sure.
Auto drive now
Contract
enabled.
extension negotiations went probably like a
Auto drive now
In the
disabled.
old days, I think Albion's agent was leaking stories.
Auto drive now
Our
enabled.
favourite private militia was being tapped up by Barcelona. The government
Auto drive now
had to
disabled.
get to sign up before it was too late. But still, violent crime, a record low, although I imagine that probably depends exactly how you count it. If you include violent crime committed by the state, either themselves or via Albion, their chosen violent crime contractors who provide such a very valuable bargain service of beating people up, well, it's probably not... quite as low as the figures suggest.
I don't know. I think they're probably right.
Auto drive now
Who has the opportunity
disabled.
to commit violent crime these days anyway. The moment you pick
Auto
up a
drive
pistol
now
and
enabled.
get tasered by a robot policeman and deported for looking
All
Bulgarian.
units, I repeat,
It's a much more
all
peaceful
units.
society.
We have reports
It's
of a
just
hostile
much
in your
less of a
area.
society.
Over.
I want to know the details of the contract.
Auto drive now disabled.
This is a duffed up. Is it a set rate for each extrajudicial state mugging? What is that rate? What do you think?
They certainly look like they're trying to hit a quota of some kind.
What is the set rate? Is it what, 99.95 cryptos bargain? Seems very reasonable. I imagine they don't ask too much anyway, Albion, because it's just so nice to get paid for doing your hobby.
Auto
anyway.
drive now
It doesn't
enabled.
feel like work.
I mean, who needs violent crime anymore?
Auto drive
anyway?
now
You know,
disabled.
you can just starve to death without even
All
trying.
units, target is now on foot. Over.
The Prime Minister make of all this? Let's ask him.
We're on their tail. Over.
Oh, never mind. Is there anyone else?
Find that suspect! Not fucking today!
Oh, happy time.
You're listening to the bar.
Do you think the Prime Minister will ever come back?
Fuck! I'm on my own!
Well, that's a much more... This is the Mother of Parliament. So this is one mother that has emphatically abandoned her kids in the woods to be brought up by wolves.
In pursuit. I repeat, we are in pursuit.
Wolves
I'm
are
reloading.
unless you're a wolf.
Is anyone
in which
else
case,
still standing?
Give your children to wolves. And to actually own
Vehicle
anything
has
as a
struck
country
an
nowadays,
officer,
anything we
over.
haven't flogged off for profit. I think we've basically just become a homeopathic Britain, diluted until there's barely a trace of the original Britain left. But some quackish lunatic thinks it actually works better that way. It's total bullshit. Is there anything left? New on the boat, a new feature, the Bug Off feature. The person who is making this week, we're going to tell to Bug Off.
Control,
Two
we are
things going on.
unsighted
We're
of
gonna nominate,
suspects.
Big
Over.
Nigel Cass, look, this is Britain. History tells us this place is a bastion of freedom. I'm just not sure that that kind of freedom should involve Big Nigel expressing his freedom to run a private army.
That's it. I'm calling off the
Historically, there is a
pursuit.
precedent, the East India Company. That was a training outfit of 250,000 soldiers, which is a lot for a company. The Bug PLC
Auto
has
drive now
Alice with a
enabled.
water pistol, but crucially,
Auto drive.
Compared with Albion, the East India Company didn't operate its quarter-of-a-million-strong army in London. It did it a long way away. Albion's trying. Albion's trying.
I watched it and I liked it, and I do not want to be the kind of person who enjoys news competitive reality television dating shows. I did not want to know that about myself and to sit in the corner and cry.
Definitely not. Definitely do not tell anyone not to come here. Definitely not.
talking about the optic and how it's changed our lives. Now, as you remember, Bloom announced a new version of the optic at the recent Tone conference, but we haven't heard too much about that since due to the dramatic events there. Let's cast our minds back and consider the technology. I mean, the optic changed everything. It lets you see things in AR. You no longer need a smartphone. You just have a small implant that sends signals to your optic nerve and lets you see your emails, take calls, and browse the internet directly as if the screen was in front of your eyes. Instead of having to carry around a phone, you've just got the small handheld unit. So much lighter and so much more convenient. It's great.
Vicky, you sound like you absolutely love the optic. Do you actually think that it's made our lives any better?
Danger.
It's definitely
Vehicle in critical condition. Please exit immediately.
Now, all you have to do is choose who you want to chat to, and they're there, ready to talk. And browsing the web is so much easier. I remember when you used to have to sit down at a computer with an actual keyboard and mouse and type everything out. And my favourite feature is public transport. With the optic, you can just walk straight onto the tube. It even acts as a passport. No longer do I have to dig around and try and find my old paper passport just to travel somewhere. Also, I thought the optics marketing
Danger.
strategy...
Vehicle.
Free for people was a stroke of genius.
Genius. Bloom was really calculated when it was doing that. It was pushing this draconian device on us at all. Sure, everybody flocked to it. There was free Wi-Fi and phone plans. That definitely helped, but it wasn't a case of this is a product that you need in your life.
Why do you hate it so much?
It's just the worst because you had to give up your privacy expectations and accept surveillance. It was almost like the government and Bloom didn't even need to make the optic mandatory. Making it mandatory was only to get the last holdouts across the line. If free data didn't convince you, fines and arrests from the state for not having the optic would pretty much be enough.
I mean, what do you mean by privacy problems? No one really talks about that anymore.
They don't talk about it because we don't have any choice when it comes to the optic. Yes, it's convenient and mandatory, but everybody's forgotten what it really means. Here, you've got a whole company owning basically all the data about your life. Bloom can see everything that you can see. Nothing is private anymore. There are so many times when I don't want anyone to have a clue about where I am, who I'm chatting with, what I'm doing. It's not even dodgy stuff, but I just don't want anybody to blackmail with me with this in the future by hacking it. And because of Bloom's contracts with the government, it isn't just Bloom that can see everything I do. It's the government. The UK as a state has become a complete surveillance paradise.
I think you're painting a bit of a bleak picture. It's not all that bad.
No, you're completely wrong on this. I don't want everybody tracking me wherever I'm going around London.
Well, in that case, you might be interested in some rumours I heard. Did you hear that some DedSec hackers have found a way to bypass the Optic's connection with Bloom?
Are they actually making it better or usable or actually friendly for anybody?
Well, word on the street is that they've been able to create an encrypted signal, which means that your world might have a chance of becoming a bit more private again, so you could go back and enjoy all the great things about Optic without that fear of surveillance.
With the Optic, privacy's dead.
GBB drones, in the air and on location.
You can see the tailbacks here.
Because when you want the news,
the drones were able to follow the gunman.
Our drones have the news.
Viewers may find some of these images disturbing.
GBB drones, in the air and on the air, 24 hours a day. GBB, know the news.
This is London Calling. You're listening to Buccaneer, your source for what they don't want you to know. With me, Tash. It's hard to believe that there can be shortages of food and medicine in an advanced country like ours. And yet,
Auto drive now enabled.
government policies of adequate food turn out to be just another lie. Today we're short of basic foodstuffs and vital medical supplies. Hundreds have already died of conditions that could be easily cured. The black market means that criminal gangs like Clan Kelly run our cities. And Prime Minister Dev Hassani isn't even around to pretend to care. How do we go from a consumer paradise to a place of empty shelves and fighting for supplies? What turns a land of plenty into a wild west of hoarding, food battles and black market barons? We protect everyone who comes in the podcast by keeping their identity.
Run them out! Drone, begin a search.
Suspicious activity. Together, safer.
Wait, what was that?
Excuse me, please stop right there.
Can you send some reinforcements? Engaging target. I need backup at my current location.
Are you ready? Bloody Muppet, is that the best you've got? Shit! Shit! Shit!
I think what we've come to now is a realisation that capitalism's essentially failed. I mean, the one key promise of capitalism that it makes to its citizens is that there will be surplus, that we will have plenty, and that's the whole logic for running society in this way, that people will have enough. And now, with these kind of...
Your friend's just been taken into Albion custody. So long as you don't cock up that badly, you'll be my favourite operative today.
Thanks, Bagley. I'm ready to go. I'm not even here.
Possible suspect or suspects reported near your location.
Control, we are ready to engage. Preparing to intercept vehicle. We are inbound. Stand by.
There's our suspect.
Immobilizing the suspect. All units force this suspect to stop.
I'm putting an end to this. Over.
Preparing to ram suspect's vehicle.
There's our target. Over.
Where did they go? Shit.
Control, we are still on the suspect. Over.
Force them to a stop. Use a pursuit intervention technique.
Putting an end to the chase now. Right, close this fucker down.
Control, we're pursuing the suspect.
There's our suspect. Over.
Control, I'm ready to immobilize the target.
We are inbound. Stand by.
Control, I can't see the suspect. Please advise.
I'm in pursuit of the target.
Control, we are pursuing the suspect. Over. Control, we have an injured pedestrian.
to HQ. This is pointless.
I can confirm there is imminent danger in the area.
No sign of the target. Over.
Shortages of everything, you're seeing that system collapse. It hasn't delivered on its primary promise, and I think we've really reached a situation where we have to do away with capitalism entirely. We're seeing a situation where there's shortages for the many, but for a few individuals, there's an elite who are not struggling and short of anything. So this is kind of fundamental inequality of a capitalist system, which is no longer producing the goods for most of us. Shortages.
What?
I'm done. I've been telling you now, like. What? To get friends now, yeah? Really? No way. What? He didn't. I don't believe you. Please show me.
Control to all units. Possible hostiles near your location.
Moving to the hostiles' location.
What the?
Immovably concrete face of modern Britain. I'm Andy, I bench forward.
There's our target.
I can crack it hard just by looking at it. Can I? What it's reality anymore. Alice, what do you bench?
I bench body weights.
Right.
Well, not my body weight.
Okay.
Body weight of a baby.
I had them. Where did they go?
Yeah, I mean, you don't need to give that kind of detail. Just
Very impressive. People look at you and go, where did you get that baby?
Yeah. You are listening to The Bug.
In this week's Truth News, according to an official poll, 98%
I'm
of
terminating
Londoners
the
are
search.
very happy with CTOS. And I am not sure that I agree with this, Andy. I don't think 98% of Londoners have ever in the history of London ever agreed on anything. You could not get 98% of Londoners to agree that oxygen was better than breathing a fog of raw liquid feces. And they expect us to believe that everyone agrees CTOS is better than not choking on shit mist.
I mean, maybe they just meant 98% of one specific Londoner who bought shares in Bloom before its tentacles grew into every crevice of the country. I mean, this is not just any old poll, we should say that. This is not any poll. This is an official poll, right from the very heart of government, not a fake poll of an elderly couple and their mangy old dog sitting on a bench waiting to die. This is an official poll. So let's just put those official poll through an online translator in case you didn't study languages. Let's find out what it actually means. Made up lie. There we go. Got to clear that up. I don't think it's fair to say entirely trust these official polls they feed us, Alex. I mean, they could publish an official poll saying that over 99.9% of children like ice cream, and I would instantly assume that all children now hate all ice cream and would prefer to eat a bucket of gravel mixed with their badger. They could publish an official poll saying that 10 out of 10 cats prefer cat food to being whacked with a tennis racket, and I would assume that all cats have gone vegan and were queuing up outside Wimbledon meowing, choose me, choose me.
I trust these polls as much as I trust someone recommending a movie that they watched during a breakup.
Now, this is surprising, even by my standards. This drone is an Albion prototype, codenamed Swarm Drone. There are many more like it. Albion seems to have lost control of all of them. Looks like a job for DedSec.
Anyone see the suspect?
This window was bad.
official polls are like the unsolicited dick pics that the government provides. I didn't ask for it, I don't believe it, it's on an angle, it's artificially inflated ahead of time, and anyone that falls...
Everyone deserves all the disappointment of trying to match it to reality. These polls are absolute rubbish, Andy. I read one the other day that said the plumbing in London was good. And
Oh
it's
my God, what is this?
not. I mean, well, we have this technology now where they can spy on my every bowel movement. There's a
Danger.
camera installed
Vehicle in
inside
critical
my
condition.
home. Immediately
Please
when the
exit
birds
immediately.
off my garden bird feeder and you can't get me consistently hot water.
Speaking of...
Your friend's just been taken into Albion custody. So long as you don't cock up that badly, you'll be my favourite operative today.
Fine, but there's still a job to do. We'll cry about that later.
Reported in your area, potentially armed and hostile.
Approaching with caution, over.
All units, force this suspect to
Media
stop.
drones, I mean, they're everywhere, clearly. The great thing, I guess, about media drones is that, as inanimate robots, they actually have more humanity, compassion, and dignity than the human journalists we used to have to put up with a much more accurately calibrated moral compass. But it's
Any sign of the target?
I can't stand, Alice. I'm
Anyone?
showbiz. Look at me here in this windowless dungeon. I'm in showbiz, and it's terrible for me. All these drones knowing I'm being filmed all the time, every day. I have to make sure I'm done my hair.
Target is long gone. Disengage. Over and out.
We all have crosses to bear.
At this point, they've installed so many CTOS cameras.
What is
I'm
this
not sure
filthy
whether
rubbish?
New ones on top of the old ones, just cameras watching other cameras, like a social media influencer, so self-absorbed they don't know how to sleep without turning it into monetized content.
All right, everyone, just stay calm. Oh, sorry.
Bloody things. What's going on?
You fuckwit.
What is this?
Negative. No sign of suspect. Over.
Control to all units, possible hostiles near your location. Received. We'll engage if necessary. We have a civilian who needs medical attention. Over.
Negative. No sign of the target yet.
Suspect is on foot. Over.
Your friend's just been taken into Albion custody. So long as you don't cock up that badly, you'll be my favourite operative today.
Thanks, Bagley. I'm ready to...
control. I've lost the target.
survived a lot worse.
I'm utterly lost. No. Can you believe?
Bloody ridiculous.
Well, this is certainly relaxing.
If upper lip, like they do.
My uncle had a leg removed due to diabetes. They halved his insulin because they said there was less of him to be diabetic.
So, anyway, people, don't believe what you read or hear about there not being enough medical drugs to go around. It's not true. It's hospital hogwash, it's pharmaceutical flim-flam, it's medical mendacity, it's Hippocratic humbug, it's nonsensical narcotic nincompoop. I think I made the point. Do not believe the news telling you that we've run out of medicine, nor should you believe the empty shelves at the chemists. They're also lying. Do not believe your doctor saying, sorry, we're fresh out of that, you're going to have to eat a carrot and pretend. Do not believe your own cobweb-ridden medicine cabinet at home. It might look empty, but it's not, for it contains the only medicine any of us says producer Chris. Freedom. The medicine of British freedom. And the analgesic knowledge that however ill you may be, Bloom are keeping an eye on things for you.
I'm investing heavily in the placebo effect right now. You're listening to the Bug.
Obviously, I don't entirely mean that, because what is the first rule of the third millennium? If someone in power tells you something is fake news, what is it? Correct. 110% cast iron, tungsten-coated, granite-scented, cosmically immutable, scientifically unarguable fact. But surely that is the more important question for all these medicine freaks about eating a bit poorly, or fake materials, slowly dying unnecessarily. Do we actually need medicine? If you today got diagnosed with a potentially fatal illness, would you not look around at the nation we've become and think, hey, boss, it's the right thing to bring you down?
This area is under surveillance.
What about
Sorry,
MRI
but I really
machines,
need
the
this.
Mary machines, which is just a lady called Mary telling you you're fine.
Obviously, critical shortages are as much part of our daily lives, our society and our culture today as things like football, music, and rain about the weather used to be in the old days. And well, food shortages, yeah, we just learn to live with them, don't we? And there's a lot of positives as well with all these food shortages. I mean, we were eating too much anyway. As a nation, the government's just helping us live healthier lifestyle. It's so hard to diet on their own.
Get lost! Freak! Bastard! Get back! Fuck's sake! Moron! Oh, fuck!
I just want to be left alone.
You fucking cunt! Here you go!
Okay, now I've had it.
All units, I say again, all units, we have reports of a hostile in your area. Over. Moving inbound to hostile.
There's our suspect. Over.
My God. Suspect made off that way. Have a look. It's Alex.
Hello, Andy.
And today, we're going to talk to you about Albion. Your friend of mine, Alex. The government has extended Albion's contract. And has also
Control, we have a visual on the suspect.
Suspect is unsighted. Unsighted sweeping area.
Shit! Just me now.
Have been banned for public health reasons which is great news. I mean, at least we can get ill-eating, good, home-produced, locally sourced British industrial food. Public health reasons, those are...
Anyone have visual? Anyone?
Alice, I don't know, is that in case the public gets too healthy eating all that Mediterranean muck? It's British food for British tummies. Spelt, nettles, rabbit. That's all we need. That's all we need in the glory days. Everyone round can hide.
Terminating the search.
Who needs Italian olives when you need pickled rubber bands and a soup of regret? Who needs a nice cheese when you can eat a lukewarm, unspecified rat meat pie with 0 spices?
Sand, nettles, and bits of dead fox. That's all we need is to eat in the glory days. Let's make Britain great again. That's all from the bug today. Good night, sleep tight, and make sure the bed bugs do bite.
Every year,
More than 80,000
Dickhead, bro!
more than 29% of all work-related fatalities happen in the building industry. Construction sites are dangerous places. With Ixotec drones, we're automating safety in the construction industry.
Danger. Vehicle in critical condition. Please exit immediately.
Put your trust in Ixotec.
Welcome back to The Upload. Today we're talking about cryptocurrency. Crypto now seems like it's been around forever, but it's really quite a new invention. Were you an early adopter?
I was one of the first that was in this market. There seemed to be a new way of financial transactions, a new way of money. It's something that we could completely reinvent
Danger.
and change some
Vehicle
of the
in
legacy
critical
financial
condition.
systems around
Please
the world
exit
and really
immediately.
give power back to the people.
Yeah, it was a real shift in the way that the world
Danger.
works. And let me cut to the basics.
Cryptocurrency is the distributed ledger technology, the tech that keeps track of all transactions. And what this means is you can have a decentralized system without having to trust any one party, like old-fashioned banks.
One of the reasons why I got involved there was that you could say
The features of cryptocurrency very much fit into that early mindset. It was all about finding out how to decentralized systems.
You're driving me, man. Go on.
The whole concept is ledger.
but not everybody wants to
Yeah, it's kind of weird today to think of people not using cryptocurrency.
See, it's so mainstream now. You know, I'm almost nostalgic for the feel of cash. Good old-fashioned paper and coins. First they changed the paper notes to plastic notes, and now it's just all digital. There's nothing to hold on to.
It was great just to be able to have a little bit of money to carry around with you.
I think the turning point in the UK really came a few years ago when the pound dropped 10% over just one season. People living off grid started using crypto, and just as everyone was losing faith in the pound, they were gaining it in cryptocurrency, which turned out to be much more stable.
So it really shook up the financial sector.
Can you remember when they first introduced